if you are moving toward things that you want and you're having a lot of setbacks or you're having a lot of resistance or like weird things cropping up that are sort of blocking you from just going and doing the thing, then it's useful to learn about the ego. So, the main thing that is required to do shadow integration work is this openness and fluidity. So, what needs to happen is your ego needs to slowly learn over time how to step back and relinquish control, which is quite a big ask for the ego. It's going to be quite a process, which is why it's kind of a long-term commitment. So the ego is starting to learn that it can step back, that it doesn't know everything, it doesn't have control anyway. The unconscious largely has control. So it's kind of a humbling of the ego. And then simultaneously, as we're doing this, we're inviting the unconscious to give us information. So this could be through meditation, it could be through dream work, it could be through active imagination. People have developed all sorts of practices and exercises that you can do to start to open up that channel and let your unconscious know that you are finally open to the information. Now, the catch to this is like sometimes you will do that and then it will keep giving you information, but you're not actually yet fully open to it. So you want to be open to it, but then when it gives you some insight, you're kind of just like, oh no, that's not that's not the insight I wanted, right? So it's this weird, murky process where it's like it's almost like you're choosing to do what you don't want to do. In the extreme, this can manifest as an actual ego death. Not your entire ego. I think it's more like a portion of the ego. That feels like you are dying. Like it feels like something is actually dying in a literal way in your actual environment, right? So it's common to, you can project that and become paranoid and sort of project it onto things like, oh, like, am I sick? Am I unwell? Like, is someone, is this person sick? Is this person, is there some sort of danger lurking around the corner? Am I going to be in an accident? That's a lot of times how you're, if that comes on very strongly, you can pretty much be pretty sure that there's some projection going on and there's this internal death happening. Something is dying. A lot of times in my experience, a lot of times it's the death of an illusion. So the ego had something, right? It had an idea, it had a premise it was going off of, it had a future built, it had an idea about a certain person that was very important, whatever it is. Also, an idea about who you were, that's another really big one. And that illusion dies, and you have to go through a very literal death process. And so so that's kind of what goes down with the ego sometimes in the shadow integration process. Now, your unconscious has a very, very different role. Your unconscious is extremely neutral. It's extremely instinctual. It's unbiased, right? The ego is totally biased. It totally wants control of everything. It has a very specific agenda. The unconscious is nothing like that. It's just like, here's the truth, here's the truth, here's the truth. Good truth, bad truth, weird truth, terrifying truth, here's all the truth.